If gravity had a nemesis, it would be Jackie Chan. He's jumped through ladders, dodged saw blades, and smiled through every fall. Turning physical comedy and danger into pure cinematic joy, Jackie Chan is not just a movie star. He is a living genre, a high-octane blend of danger, humor, and discipline. The kind of performer who could fall off a 10-story building, roll across concrete, and still bow with a smile. But how did a boy born into poverty in Hong Kong become a global phenomenon? What drove him to perform death-defying stunts, even into his 60s and 70s? This is the story of Jackie Chan, not just the action hero, but the craftsman. April 7th, 1954. A 5.4-kilogram baby landed in Hong Kong.
Strange beginning. Is it true when you were born, and you obviously don't remember this, but I'm sure you've been told, you'd been 12 months
Yes.
in the womb? You were 12 months inside your mum before you came out?
Yes.
Wow, how does that
Huge
even...
baby.
Huge baby.
The nurses nicknamed him Pow Pow, meaning cannonball, a name that, unbeknownst to them, would perfectly foreshadow the unstoppable force he would become. His parents were refugees from mainland China, having fled during the Civil War. They were poor, truly poor.
Because we were so poor, when my parents cannot pay the money
So
for the hospital.
She just held you in?
He wanted to sell it to the British doctor for 250.
They were going to sell you the baby?
Yeah.
His father worked as a cook, and his mother as a housekeeper, doing whatever they could to make ends meet. Jackie didn't have an ordinary childhood. While most children spent their days playing in parks and dreaming of toys, his early life was shaped by hardship and survival. Naturally energetic and restless, Jackie was a very active child. Recognizing this, his father sought to channel that energy constructively and began nurturing a love for sports in him as early as age 4. When Jackie turned 7, his parents made a life-altering decision. They enrolled him in the China Drama Academy, a rigorous Peking opera school. But this was no ordinary arts institution. It was more like a martial arts boot camp, hidden behind the guise of cultural education. There were no weekends, no cartoons, no time for leisure. Training stretched 14 to 18 hours a day, covering martial arts, acrobatics, singing, dancing, and acting.
When you
I
were...
was 6.5.
6.5. And
Yeah.
what kind of regime was it? What kind of training did you do there?
We get up 5 o'clock in the morning. First is a run with 2 cups full of water. And if you drop the water, a teacher will whip you.
Most importantly, the students were drilled in discipline, the kind that could either crush a spirit or forge it into steel.
After that, handstand, 1 hour. After that, and then punch and kick. No, stop. Then everybody stop like 20 minutes.
No.
Yeah. After 20 minutes, then go. Then we stop. Another 20 minutes.
Jackie was trained under Master Yu Jim Yuan, a man known more for his cane than his compassion. Mistakes weren't corrected with gentle guidance, they were corrected with lashes. Hunger was normal, pain was constant. But this intense environment turned Jackie into something rare, a performer with absolute physical control and mental resilience. And although he didn't know it at the time, these skills would become the bedrock of his legendary career. At 17, he was already working as a stuntman in films, including 2 iconic Bruce Lee movies, Fist of Fury and Enter the Dragon. He played the guy in the background getting kicked through windows, thrown off rooftops, and disappearing into explosions. He wasn't famous, but he was fearless. He pushed his body to its limits, always aiming to do what others wouldn't dare. At this stage, Jackie didn't just want to be in films. He wanted to change them. He briefly moved to Australia in his late teens, where his parents had relocated for work. There, while doing odd construction jobs, he picked up the nickname Jackie from a fellow worker who couldn't pronounce Kong Sang, and so Jackie Chan was born. When he returned to Hong Kong in 1976, He was still searching for his identity in cinema. At first, studios tried to shape him into the next Bruce Lee. But Jackie was different. He didn't have Lee's brooding intensity or cold charisma. As he famously said, "I don't want to be the next Bruce Lee. I want to be the first Jackie Chan." What he had was charm, humor, physical genius, and a gift for comedy. And in 1978, he finally got the chance to prove it. That year, he starred in Snake in the Eagle's Shadow and Drunken Master, two martial arts films that flipped the genre on its head. For the first time, Kung Fu wasn't deadly serious. It was funny, unpredictable, full of slapstick energy and cartoonish pain. Jackie took classic martial arts choreography and blended it with comedy, inventing an entirely new subgenre. He slipped on banana peels while delivering roundhouse kicks. He fought using ladders, chairs, brooms, anything he could get his hands on. He turned pain into punchlines, danger into delight. Hong Kong audiences couldn't get enough. Jackie had finally found his voice, and it was loud, funny, and incredibly physical. Over the next decade, he became a megastar in Asia. Films like The Young Master, Project A, Police Story, and Armor of God made him not just a box office draw, but a national icon. He performed nearly all his own stunts, not because he had to, but because he believed in the authenticity of action. When you watched Jackie Chan crash through a glass window, you weren't watching CGI or a body double. You were watching Jackie himself. Broken bones, concussions, burns, dislocations, these weren't rare. They were routine.
Every inch from the head to my toes, scratch, bruise, yes. But bone, little bit.
Two of his most dangerous and iconic stunts were in Project A and Armor of God. In Project A, he performed the now legendary fall from a clock tower, an 18-meter drop, through a series of awnings. He didn't just attempt it once, but multiple times to get the perfect shot. However, the most dangerous moment of his career, and the closest he ever came to death, occurred during the filming of Armor of God. While attempting a stunt that involved jumping onto a tree branch, the branch unexpectedly snapped. He fell and fractured his skull. The injury left him with a permanent hole in his head and partial hearing loss in one ear.
I have a hole in my head.
Oh, hell no.
Jackie has described it as the closest he's ever come to dying on set.
I got to almost get killed. From the castle, jump with the tree.
You jumped from a castle onto a tree.
The tree bang to another castle. The tree just break it. I just straight fall down, 25 feet.
25 feet?
Yet, despite the severity of that accident, it didn't stop him from continuing to perform his own stunts. His dedication to authentic action remains a defining trait of his career.
But you're fine now, you're in great health, You're doing all that stuff.
But Jackie wasn't content with dominating Asia. He had his sights set on Hollywood. His first attempts at crossing over didn't go smoothly. English was a barrier. Cultural expectations were different. Studios didn't quite know what to do with him. He starred in a few US films that didn't quite land. And it looked like his dream of global fame might stay just that, a dream. In 1995, the barrier between Jackie Chan and Hollywood was shattered with the release of Rumble in the Bronx. Though filmed mostly in Vancouver, the movie became his first major hit in the West. Suddenly, North American audiences were discovering what Asians had known for years, that this man was unlike anyone else. The way he moved, fought, joked, and risked his life was mesmerizing. Even though Rumble in the Bronx was Jackie Chan's first real hit in the West, it was Rush Hour in 1998 that truly made him a global household name. Paired with Chris Tucker in a fast-paced buddy cop comedy, Jackie brought his signature mix of action and humor to a whole new audience. The film's success went far beyond ticket sales. It became a pop culture moment. Suddenly, everyone wanted more Jackie, and more came. Rush Hour 2, Shanghai Noon, The Tuxedo, The Medallion, and many others followed. cementing his status as an international star. In the 2000s, Jackie won over a new generation with Jackie Chan Adventures, an animated series featuring a cartoon version of himself, part archaeologist, part kung fu master, part reluctant hero. The show became a beloved staple of childhood in the early 2000s and even inspired its own video game. Yet even with international success, Jackie never stopped making films in Asia. He balanced both worlds, Hong Kong cinema and Hollywood, crafting action comedies and heartfelt stories. During 2010, he surprised audiences with his dramatic performance in the Karate Kid reboot, playing the role of Mr. Han, a mentor carrying deep pain. It was a rare moment where the mask of comedy dropped, and we saw a more vulnerable, serious Jackie. Behind the fame, Jackie's personal story continued to evolve. Well into his 40s, he discovered that his real surname wasn't even Chan, it was Fong.
I was driving back to my office, suddenly my father, then he turned around, son, I have something to talk to you. There's a secret I want to tell you. Your name is not Chen, it's Fong. I said, what?
His father, it turned out, had once worked as a spy. His mother, too, had a dramatic past, involving smuggling and survival during war-torn years. These revelations added complexity to Jackie's own identity.
I'm the spy, and you have 2 more brothers, and your mom is 2 sisters. I said, what?
Who was he really? The international icon? The Kung Fu clown? The son of spies? As of 2025, Jackie Chan is 71 years old, and he hasn't slowed down. He continues to act, produce, sing, yes, sing. He has released multiple albums and perform when most actors his age are long retired. His 2024 film Panda Plan was a lighthearted adventure hit in Asia, and he recently returned to the Karate Kid franchise in Legends, passing the torch, but still very much on screen. He's received countless awards, including an honorary Oscar for his lifetime contribution to cinema, a moment that symbolized the long overdue recognition of a man who changed the language of action movies forever. Outside the spotlight, Jackie Chan's personal life has been more private, but not without challenges. In 1982, he married Joan Lin, a former Taiwanese actress. Together, they have one son, JC Chan, who followed in his father's footsteps into music and acting. But their relationship hasn't always been smooth. In 2014, JC was arrested in China on drug-related charges. Jackie, a national anti-drug ambassador at the time, publicly expressed deep disappointment and even said he would not pass on his fortune to his son, stating that if he is capable, he can make his own money. If not, he will just be wasting mine. Despite personal setbacks, Jackie has devoted much of his energy to helping others. He's founded multiple charities, including the Jackie Chan Charitable Foundation and the Dragon's Heart Foundation, which provides aid to children and the elderly in remote areas of China. In interviews, he has stated that he plans to donate the majority, if not all of his wealth, to charity. For Jackie, legacy isn't just about the films he's made, but the lives he's touched beyond the screen. Jackie Chan has taken more falls than most of us could count, and every time, he got back up smiling. Not just an action star, but a man who gave everything to make people laugh, gasp, and believe. Through pain, humor, and heart, he built a legacy not just on screen, but in the lives he's touched. He didn't just entertain the world, he inspired it, and he's still not done.